makes you wanna give up, and you cannot even see the light. When your heart has broken more than twice, let your eyes see you kindly. When pain makes you wanna give up, and you cannot even see the light. When your heart has broken more than twice, let your eyes see you kindly. Don't let your heart sink too deep. 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 I woke up with beautiful drums playing in my head. In my breath there was a hum that made me breathless, yet I'm sure it was joy. My whole body rose, sucking in what I'd wanted to know from faith, and all things that eventually become ripe during life's defining moments. Motions of a steady rock signaled something of a rebirth inside of me. And the pain of many yesterdays, I was seeing it sailing away. Women who broke this gentle heart. Man who dug a hole so they could bury my reluctant dreams. The morning clouds were the shape of my mother's lips, and a halo of resurrecting words blew in gently as I opened my window. I read the words as patiently as that moment was spelling out each moment, as a time never to return, a moment I had to embrace fully just once in this lifetime. You were born a silent child, those words read. Your father and I have always prayed that your silence will protect you throughout your lifetime. We have drawn many pictures of you sitting on your crest. Not all of your scars are just, we know that. But let us remind you again that scars are made permanent by the unwillingness to forgive. They're pieces of broken glass that I still had in my clenched fists from last night. I flung them to the morning stars that looked like the hands of my father. A striking reminder of how his own hands had bled just to make his family, his children, and his beloved feel the earth as this gentle place. Hands that convinced my mother that a man could also be a gentle wave. I bowed down for whatever reason that made my lips want to kiss the earth. And with that conversation with the earth, the power of gratitude made me weep as I found it again. I said thank you to the birds for singing such heartfelt songs in delicate times. The million years of their faithful gratitude was a whole lot more than I could recite. The steadiness of the clouds from my childhood. I said thank you for revealing such peacefulness to a child who was uncertain about his place on the earth. And the sound of the stream from as far as my mother had come. I hailed that spirit for the music in her eyes. I hailed that spirit for the music in her eyes. And the muse that she used as a language to open mine. And the steadiness that I remembered never leaving my father's pride. I dedicated this music that I felt on my fingertips to His Majesty, to His Majesty, to His Majesty, to His Majesty. And everything else that I could not say was still palpable within this dream that could not be comprehensible. You would think that it is drums playing in your head. You would think that it's drums playing in your head. When you suddenly come to realize what it means to love yourself, you would feel like there's drums playing in your head. when you come to realize what it means to love yourself. Morning tears that wash your soul so clean. You'd think it unwise and unreal to offer water to those who make you drink your own blood. From very softly spoken words that can emanate from ourselves, there's possibilities, a link between now and peace. And when we rise, not pretending that we want to live, there is no man or woman with the name enemy in our hearts. That morning, I left with a basket on my back. And I found the homes of those men and women who had left me wanting to curse their path. At each of their homes, I left a piece of gold and a rose on their doorstep. I arrived home with an empty basket, and my eyes were mine again. And my eyes were mine again. And my eyes were mine again. And whatever unkindness I would have to endure, those would be the eyes that I look at myself with. The eyes of love. The eyes of love. The eyes of love. The eyes of love. The eyes of love.